Welcome to the Cash Flow Couple Podcast, where we go behind the scenes in our short-term rental business and reveal tips, tricks, secrets, successes, and failures. Whether you have 0 units or 100 units, this podcast is for you. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Wendy Williams, along with my husband, John Williams. Together, we operate Queen City Suites, a short-term rental business here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome back to the podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Wendy Williams, here with my husband, the one and only John Williams. Well, we've been looking at each other for
I know
2 weeks
what
now.
Day of quarantine is this?
Day 14.
Well, it's not quarantine. It's like quarantine is when you have the virus, I guess. And
Luckily,
what do
we are very
it's
grateful.
Shelter in place. That's what it is.
We're very grateful that we are healthy. We are healthy and happy and fat and bored.
I wouldn't say we're like totally bored, though. We're over here working hard,
aren't.
man.
We're working our butts off.
Yeah, right.
The kids, I bet I hear bored 20 times a day.
Oh, I know. And as soon as I suggest that cleaning the bathrooms would be an activity that would keep you from being bored, they find something to do. Yeah. So there's that.
I know. My toilets still haven't gotten cleaned. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, they never do it. I don't understand it.
I know. It's unfortunate. Well, what do we have for today? We are going to be talking about something very interesting.
Yeah, so this is about, so we're all trying to get bookings right now, more bookings. And up to this point, it's been very easy to get those from what they call the OTAs. But
OTAs?
Yeah, but those are your Airbnb, your HomeAway, your VRBO, that type of stuff. And that was kind of the low-hanging fruit. And a lot for, not entirely, but a lot of that's gone away, right? And so we've been talking about that the last few podcasts, is how we're trying to survive and all the marketing we're doing and things like that. And so we've now started looking at other ways to market, because realized that, Airbnb, and we may have talked about this, but a platform like that is very good at wide coverage as far as advertising. And right now, our marketing and advertising is really for, and probably wherever you are too, no matter where you are in the world, it's probably much more local and regional now.
Right, because the people can't travel.
Well, they're being told not to, and then a lot of times they can't.
Right.
Like if you're in the state of Florida, for example, they've said, hey, you can't do vacation rentals there right now. And especially if you're coming from another state, they're not allowing them in the state for the most part. So what do? Do you just shut down? Do you take the L?
Well,
right?
but there are still people who need to travel.
Right, but when you say travel, that sounds like travel. And that's my whole point, is it's not necessarily people traveling.
So who is it?
So you need to get that kind of probably out of your head, because people aren't traveling right now. That's the problem. So why market to people that are traveling? Unless they're actually, like a traveling nurse would be a specific example of someone who has to come to the area. But I can't think of another one. Maybe like a FEMA or something.
Right.
But business travel's gone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more local people now.
It's local and regional, meaning they can drive there.
Right.
And maybe we call that travel, but they need to be in your area for some reason. Right. And so one of the things we've been doing is, and by the way, we filled a unit this week.
Hooray!
For a whole month. Which was
a nurse.
Yes, but not a traveling nurse.
Right.
This person.
She's a local nurse.
Yeah, she actually lives a few streets over, but within a few miles of where this unit is, and simply does not want to go to the hospital and then come back to her family and risk transferring any kind of, whether it's coronavirus or anything else, right? Anything infectious. And so she's said, hey, for a month, I need a place to go that's not home, even though I could easily go home. I just don't want to, have a need not to be going home. And so that's somebody that's not traveling at all. They're just somebody local that needs it for a specific reason, and that's a perfect person. But the problem with those people is they don't have your number. They don't know who you are, right? And so your marketing now is going to have to be beyond an Airbnb and get much more inefficient in a lot of ways. And one of the ways to do that is that we've started looking at is giving discounts. And how do you give discounts, and for what reasons, and how do you use discounts to your advantage to market, right? And so we were reading one of our favorite blogs on this subject, and it came up, and Wendy said, I can't believe that either, but the stat was that 93% of customers use a coupon code throughout the year.
93% of customers use a coupon code. I had no idea it was that.
And that's
large.
not just for travel, though.
Right.
That's
No,
counting it's something you pulled out of the newspaper to use at the supermarket, or shopping online, or whatever it is. But the point was, people are always looking for the best price.
Well, I know I am, and I thought that it was very interesting. But I guess everybody else is like that too. Everybody's looking for a deal.
Yeah, and just in general, even before all this happened, when people are planning a vacation or planning to travel or need a place to stay, just in general, they're looking for a good deal. Like this one we just filled, we didn't fill it at our normal rate. We actually gave them a discount, did we not?
Yes, we did.
In order to get the booking, but it became much more of a, okay, what's your budget? What kind of discount can we give? And then we said, hey, well, if we take you direct, then we can actually save you even a little more money, and then we make more money too, because we're not giving up that marketing to an Airbnb, which we don't need to do for somebody that lives 4 streets over. Why do I need a national conglomerate worldwide listing service to find me a customer that's 4 streets over? And that's a little ridiculous. So how can we market? How can we give discounts and that sort of thing? And one of the things to realize that, discounts don't necessarily mean lowering your prices.
Now that is backwards to me, because I'm usually the one doing the shopping for our family. And when I think discount, I think I'm going to get some percentage off, and I'm thinking that a person on the other end is not getting quite as much money.
Right, but that's not always the case. Coupon codes aren't always discounts. They're not always money off. A lot of times they're added value. So you got to say, what people really want is they want to feel like they have unique opportunity. Unique
opportunity. People want to feel like they have unique opportunity.
Yes,
that's interesting.
Like you've given them something special. Like it's not just the regular thing that everybody gets. They're taking advantage of, hey, this special opportunity, because, any coupon, whether it's a buy one, get one free, or a whatever it is, right? We talked about, the coupon codes for supermarkets a lot of times are, it's buy one, get one free, or it's
buy two, get $1 off.
Right. Or whatever. And so really they're spending more money. They're just getting more value. Instead of buying 1 bag of chips for $4, they're buying 2 bags of chips for $6.
Well, when I use those coupon codes or those coupons, I feel like I'm getting value.
Right, but you spent $6 instead of when you might only spent $4.
True, that's very true.
But you did it because you felt like it was special, and almost every coupon has an expiration date too, right?
Yes, it does.
So there's a window of opportunity.
Right. So it does provide that little bit of, hey, I better go use it now, or go get it now before it goes away.
Right. And it kind of goes back to, just to make another point, that whole thing about whom do you want to serve and your target customer and all that sort of thing. People aren't always necessarily looking for the cheapest place they can get. They're looking for
the best deal
on the place they want. That's different, right?
That is different. So they're looking for the best deal on the place that they want. And I would pretty much guarantee that people would be willing to switch up their dates of when they want to come just so that they could get that place at a discount.
Yes, and that could be a really good strategy right now, because we're hurting from, we want to say bookings, but what we're really hurting from is revenue. And so if we can take people direct, well, if somebody books now for August or September and it's currently March, if they book with us direct, when do we get paid?
Right now.
Now. And that now is when we need the revenue. So it might be worth giving them a coupon or a discount. I don't always hate to say discount, but some kind of coupon for dates in August.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Specifically, maybe people that stayed with you last August.
Ooh.
And say, hey, are you planning on returning back to the area? Here's a special coupon code. And the coupon code may be something just like the supermarket where it's, hey, book the weekend, book Friday and Saturday, and we'll give you Thursday.
Ooh.
So like book 2 days, you get the third day free or something.
Right. Uh-huh.
Or stay, free stay through Sunday. Well, Sunday for us is a day. Most people check out Sunday anyway in August.
Right.
So you're not giving up much. And you're getting full price for Saturday and Sunday, but you're getting it now when you need the money. So that may be a way right now to use this strategy to get. I almost wanted to say what one of our mentors says a lot: use what you have to get what you need to get what you want. And what we have right now is calendar availability in the future.
Yes.
Why not use that to get what we need, which is the revenue? To get what we want is to have a stable business and be able to expand now while things are cheap, because everything is at a discount. But that's a different podcast.
Oh, you just dropped a
that's a different podcast.
Juicy nugget.
But yeah. Yeah. So that kind of begs the question, though, is, there are advantages to offering a discount or a coupon. It appeals to travelers. They know they're getting a good deal as well. We're getting ahead of the competition by doing that as well. So how do you manage them and how do you offer them?
How do you manage discounts?
Yes.
And how do you offer them?
Yeah. And so the first thing in the blog was analyze your guests.
Oh, so think about your target customer.
Yeah. It always comes back to that, doesn't it? Any kind of marketing you're doing?
Always comes back to that one question.
And it even said in here, if you know the needs of your guests, you will know what kind of discount or opportunity will interest them most.
What kind of discount or opportunity? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it said, like, for example, if they're a couple who usually travels on weekends, that thing, like I mentioned earlier, might be great for them, like a 3 for 2, like a long weekend. But if they're like millennials who like make last minute decisions, maybe an offer that has an expiration date would appeal to them more.
Well, we target mostly families.
Well, I'm saying you're saying who we target. I'm talking to the broader audience, because everybody that listens to us doesn't serve families with children, right? Well,
that's true.
And so what I'm saying is you need to, and the point of this article was, when you think about the types of offers and or discounts you're going to give, one size doesn't fit all. You really need to think about who is it that stays with you, like we just said. And so that was the example given in their scenario was, hey, if you're serving couples that come for weekends, that maybe a 3 for 2 deal would work for you. 3 nights for 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you're serving millennials, then perhaps something that has an offer with an expiration date would more likely win them over.
Can you give me another example?
Those were the 2 examples in there. Something for families with children, for example. I'm coming off the top of my head now, so this is John just coming up with stuff. But if I had an offer for folks like that, it might be book 7 nights with us in August, and we'll give you free tickets to Discovery Place uptown.
Ooh, I like that.
because now it's just whatever Discovery tickets cost us in August, and there's probably a discount on them right now if you buy them. But the face value of those tickets will be $100. Maybe we can get them for like $25 right now. So we're offering $100 of value, right? Mm-hmm. And they may look at that reservation as, okay, yeah, we're spending $900 for the week, but we're getting the tickets free, so it's almost like we're paying $800 because we would have spent the $100 anyway.
Right.
So it always comes back to knowing your customer and what would be valuable to them. Because giving $100 Discovery, if you don't know, and you probably don't if you're not from Charlotte, but Discovery Place is a place uptown for kids. So it's like a science center type deal.
It's a kids museum.
So what all do they have in there? It's a kids museum is what you would call it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you don't have children, then that's not of value to you at all.
Mm-hmm. But that's what it means by knowing your target customer.
Correct.
And what they value. Oh, that's really good. I really like that.
Yeah.
I'll have to marinate on that one for a little while and see if I can come up with something else.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea. And then because we have our own website, the software that we use, we've talked about before, we use Logify. But what it allows us to do is actually go in there and create custom codes, discount codes for all sorts of things. It can be, percents off. It can have things like it's valid for certain dates. You can have it valid for a certain amount of time, all sorts of things. And you can create as many of them as you want. And we've used those in the past. For example, when we've, marketed to realtors, and we would say, here's a coupon code that's unique to your particular real estate
business.
office, and brand the coupon code to them. So it says, whatever it is, Jenkins Realty 2020. And then it's, if they refer anybody that is staying, 30 nights or more or whatever it is, then they can apply that coupon code and get something like 30-40% off, which is a value add to their clients and makes them unique in that they have that ability to offer that. But then it brings us business too. So in that case, the offer that we made was really tailored to the real estate office, knowing who our target market was for that and our target audience was for that particular discount code, because it was something that they could then give out that wasn't just a generic coupon that it felt like everybody had. Because to their clients, it felt like it was something that they had. A
unique opportunity.
Yes. And that's the whole point.
Ooh, I like that.
And, something else this pointed out was special deals like that and coming up with things that are especially time sensitive, like they're good for only a certain amount of time, or they're only good for certain future dates or anything like that, gives you a real excuse, like a real great excuse to follow up with even people that inquired with you but did not book.
Ooh, people that inquired
that made inquiries
but didn't book.
did not book for one reason. It gives you a reason to reach back out to those people and say, "Hey, we know you'd inquired with us in the past. We now have this deal going on."
Ooh, that's
right. Instead
genius.
of just being kind of creepy, like, "Hey, you still want to book? You still want to book?" Right. This is more like a, "Hey, just want to let you know this offer was out there."
Oh, that's good.
Wasn't sure why you didn't stay with us, but want to make sure this was, or just people you had that have stayed with you in the past.
Yeah.
And just letting them know, hey, we see that you stayed with the, we have a list of everybody that stayed with us and their dates. Yes, so we could just take everybody that stayed in August before, or do summer, like June through, what's summer? June through July?
August,
or June through August?
September, August.
Whatever the summer actually is. And say, hey, we see you stayed with us in the summer in the past. We're doing a summer promotion right now. And that gives us a great excuse to reach out to somebody that stayed with us a year ago or 2 years ago even.
That is genius.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really, really great idea. And again, it gives us an opportunity to generate now.
Man,
revenue now.
I wish I could generate those really cool looking ads that you see in like the real flashy ads that you see in your emails that you get.
Yeah, or on the very next thing was share on social media.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
Which made me think about that, because that's one of the best places to advertise. Email is great, but if I can put it on social media, or even just send them an email saying, "Hey, go to our Facebook page and check out whatever," right? Because part of it was, it said that at the beginning of this article, it was talking about how people follow brands. And don't forget, you're building a brand, and you want to be the brand that people go to in your area. So when people think of Charlotte, for example, I want them to go look us up and say, "I wonder if Queen City Suites has any deals going on for those dates."
That's true. People
Instead
do
of just
follow
searching
brands.
Airbnb,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Yep.
they know they've had a quality experience before. They know what it is, all this kind of stuff, but they still want something. They want a deal. They want to want to know if there's a deal available even. So one of the things it was talking about was, hey, once you get those coupon codes and stuff created, promote them on social media. It's a way to get your business in front of prospective guests, reach a further audience. And yeah, it was in that part that it actually said that. It said a majority of travelers follow brands on social media to access promotions and discounts.
That's true. I do that.
So if you go through that thing and you giving your followers what they want by posting deals and special offers, and Facebook is one of those great ways to do that. So, let people know. Don't just go create it and don't just send it to an email list, but get them on your social media pages. And that can be not only Facebook, but it can be Instagram, it can be Twitter,
right?
It can be, because not everybody's on Facebook, not everybody's just on Instagram. It could be on Pinterest, was one of them.
I love Pinterest.
You can do it on even things like LinkedIn.
LinkedIn's a really good idea.
Yeah. Anywhere that you can think of social media, you can create a business page there and then start promoting your discounts and coupons and things.
That is brilliant.
And offers.
That is brilliant. You just dropped another big old juicy golden nugget.
Yeah. And the great thing about it is, you make all the rules on that. So it's not Airbnb's offering such and such, or VRBO's offering such and such, or whatever. You know the types of guests that are coming to your spaces, and you know who it is that you serve. So, when you do this, your discounts will not only help you out, but it'll help your guests out.
I'm thinking that you really need to know your numbers. It would be really important for you to know your numbers in order to figure out what kind of discount or promotion you can give and not give away the baby with the bathwater, so to speak.
Yeah. And that's interesting you say that, because that was like the very next thing in that article. It was talking about, it's great. Create special offers, create discounts, packages, opportunities, but you need to do that all within the context of calculating your profit margin, because it's a business after all.
Right. So you need, and as a business, you need to know your numbers. I mean, we don't want to give away a whole week or 2 weeks at dirt cheap prices.
Right. Which is part of the reason you don't want to just give generic discounts in a lot of cases.
Right.
You want to say, hey, this applies between these dates and these dates.
Ah, yeah.
Or it expires at this time, so that you are controlling all of that. So if it's good for, until the end of, well, it's almost the end of March now, but say we did it for next month and said, in the month of April, you can get, I'm just making up stuff. You can get 20% off on a 5-night stay or more at any date at any of our places in the months of June and July. I just made that up. But that means that all next month, I need to make sure that if I'm giving 40% off, that whatever prices I'm actually setting for June and July this year, for at least during the month of April are high enough where that's making me money, because that's the whole point.
Right.
You know, I don't want to go people booking it and then coming out of pocket for it.
Exactly. So it
needs to be a profit.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. That would be my concern, is that I would be offering these discounts or promotions, and say somebody booked in April for 7 nights, and we offered a promotion for, I don't know, book 5 nights and you get 2 nights for free in August or whatever, because August is normally a really busy time for us here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And it's one of our highest grossing months, and I wouldn't want to necessarily discount that very much.
Right. And well, again, it may not be a discount. It may be a value add. It may be tickets to Discovery Place. It may be.
I like that a lot.
It doesn't matter what it is. It needs. It does matter what it is, but
perceived
it needs
value.
to be opportunity, and it needs to be a real value. But all it's saying is, which should seem obvious, but it wasn't to me. It wasn't really obvious to me. Why do coupons expire? Why do they only apply during certain dates? And part of it's because, well, you got to control what happens during those certain dates. Because I don't want to tie myself to, 20% off forever. And then I'll have to have that coupon code always floating out there somewhere that could be used at any time. You know what I mean?
Right. Looming over your head.
Yeah, for sure. So that's funny. You gotta control it, and that's how you do it.
Okay. That is really, really good. You just dropped some really good nuggets.
Yeah, and that wasn't all of it. There's a couple more things that I thought were worth mentioning. And
really?
We can go through them real quick. One of the things it said is, remember that you're not only advertising a deal, but you're really advertising your business and your properties. And they call it vacation rental property, but if you don't do vacation rentals, whatever you want to call it, you're really advertising. The deal is a way to advertise you.
The deal is a way to advertise your brand.
Your brand. The deal is a way to advertise your properties, right?
That's good.
So when you're giving the discount, don't forget to also tell them everything else that they can enjoy at your rental too, because this is an opportunity you've got eyes on, because there's some value there to be had, a discount or whatever. Make sure that while you've got the eyes on that deal, that you're also reminding people, hey, by the way, when you book, there's a swimming pool, or when you book, hey, we've got these amenities, or don't forget, hey, we're close to this or close to that, or whatever else it is. I don't know, whatever you promote for your particular property or particular business, don't forget that this is a marketing opportunity. It's really what it is. So even if they don't want the deal, still there's some advertising to be done inside of that. Does that make sense?
Sure. So there's some advertising of your brand and your property itself inside the advertising to the promotion.
And you can also, these don't always have to be in the future. They could be things last minute too. So, look for opportunities on your calendar. Like, for example, offer stays when you anticipate not having many bookings. For example, it's a Thursday and you don't have guests for the weekend. Announce a last minute offer on all of your channels.
Oh, so you can offer last minute offers.
Yeah, they don't always have to be way in the future. Great. I mean, we're thinking about that right now because we're like, hey, this might be a way to get revenue. But there's nothing to say, hey, if this weekend isn't booked, that on Thursday you can't go on social media or email all your guests in your database. You have a database, right?
Better have a database.
Right. It doesn't mean you can't say last minute deal for this Saturday or this weekend and get it filled like that.
Man, I wish I had somebody to do that for me.
But you need to have people to talk to. You need to have that database built up. And that's one of the reasons all along we've been asking everybody that stays with us, hey, what's your email address and phone number? So that we actually have a way to reach out to those people. But yeah, that was just a point that, we didn't quite make was, hey, these don't have to be in the future. These can be last minute too.
Right.
and use them to your advantage.
Right. Last minute promos. Yeah. I see that a lot. Especially when it comes close to any kind of holiday.
Yeah, holidays usually get filled though. You know, the last minute stuff is going to be more occupancy based, I think. You know, if you're vacant for whatever reason, you know, push a last minute deal out there and get it filled. Because we talked about that many times. You know, if it's empty, you lose all. Mm-hmm. You're spending money every day, right?
Oh, I know that's right.
So I'd even rather lose a little bit than lose a lot. Meaning, I'd rather it be occupied than not.
For sure.
So use discounts in that way too. Use promotions in that way too. Use them last minute and farther out.
Right. So you can last minute, you can almost sell it at cost.
So that was just kind of a thing that I thought was interesting to note is, hey, this can be used to fill your calendar all year long.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
So anyway, that was most of what I was reading, and now it's just time to go implement some of that.
Yeah, let's go
and work on those things.
Let's go talk about that.
And hopefully that helps somebody else out there too, because now is the time to get good at marketing. Now is the time to find ways to reach out to that nurse that's 2 neighborhoods over that just doesn't know about you. And while it does take time to build up a social media presence and does take time to build up a website and all that kind of thing, there's no time like the present. And there's no time like times like these when you actually have to, or you're not going to survive, to start doing those things if you haven't been doing them already. And even those of us who have been doing some of that need to be doing more of it. Because if you're anything like us, we got kind of lazy. Because it was easy just to take bookings from Airbnb or HomeAway, right? It's the low-hanging fruit. And now that low-hanging fruit is not working, because that's really what's broken, right? It's the marketing. I mean, we proved that the need is there because we just filled it for 31 days, right? The need is there. Our marketing is broken.
It's just they can't find us. They don't have our number.
And they don't have a reason to have your number, and having regular discounts and promotions and giving those out there in front of more and more people is a way to start making that happen.
I love it. That is really great. It gives you an excuse to start the conversation.
For sure.
Got it. I love it. And you can do that on email or social media.
Yeah, and all those ways that we talked about.
Right. I love it. That is really great. Okay.
So hope that gives you some direction to go on this week.
Who's doing it?
And
are you doing
something
it?
to chew on. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to our audience.
Are you going to do it or am I going to do it? I'll tag you're it.
Okay. Tag I'm it.
All right. Well, I hope you found value in this. Wait, I don't have to say this anymore. We'll catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to another exciting episode of the Cash Flow Couple. If you found value in this episode, please subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, virtually anywhere you might find a podcast, whatever podcast player you're listening on now. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. It helps other people find us. It helps us move up in the rankings. If you did not know, we also have a YouTube channel. It's The Cash Flow Couple. All of our episodes go there. But as well, we also put other video content that is not part of the podcast. You can find us on Facebook at The Cash Flow Couple. We go live there quite a bit. We share tips, tricks, things that are behind the scenes in our business that you may not see on the podcast, but it's definitely more of a real-time, day-to-day type experience. So definitely follow us on Facebook. If you want to ask us questions, or if you have concerns or something you want to hear on the podcast, hit us up by email, info@thecashflowcouple.com. We love to hear from our audience. We really care about you guys. We want to see you succeed, and we want to hear what you have to say. So hit us up, info@thecashflowcouple.com. So until next time, happy hosting, happy investing, and we'll see you on the next episode of The Cash Flow Couple.